everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Q&A with Jack Kenna and Carly Hall. But unfortunately, Carly wasn't feeling too good tonight, and I didn't want to cancel at the last minute. So you got me all to yourselves tonight. So it's just me and all of you. So, as you know, this show is always about answering all your questions and anything you have regarding the paranormal. Hey, Keith Bailey, Carly's not on tonight. She's not feeling up to par tonight, so I didn't want to end up canceling at the last minute, so I'm just doing the show without her tonight. So we are doing that. And so, again, I'm always here to answer all your questions you got and discuss anything you guys would like to discuss. So, and Keith, I'm sorry I haven't called you yet. We just had a lot going on. I will be calling you, though. Hey, Barry, how's it going tonight? It's just me tonight. I was saying Carly's just not feeling up to par tonight. So it's just me. You guys got me tonight and nobody else. So at least for tonight. And like I said, if there's anything you guys want to talk about today, anything special you want to talk about, that's good. Bring it up. I can see all your questions, all your things out there. We've got not too much longer. August 7th, we will be having our event on the USS Salem. So that'll be fun. I know a lot of you are coming out to that. And like I said, Keith, I will, sorry I haven't called you back yet. Just had a lot going on. I will give you a call. If you're available after the show time, I can give you a call tonight. Just let me know. And we go from there. If not, I'll give you a call tomorrow. Should be a little slower tomorrow. I have a lot of work going on lately and just other stuff here at home and stuff like that. So anyways, Michelle Millens, how you doing out there? We still have tickets, Keith, if you can come. I mean, I know you're all the way out in Texas out there, so it's a long way to go. And you're always welcome to come anyway. So regardless, I mean, even if I was sold out and you still wanted to come, you could still come. Because you're, my friend. You're out there, Hey, Bob Burnell, how's it going tonight? Carly will be back next week, everybody. She's just a little under the weather tonight. And as you guys know, usually I don't do it without her, but it was kind of just a last minute thing, and I didn't want to cancel the show at the very last minute. Usually I like to give at least a half hour notice, but anyways, we can do the show. And Bob, I know you got stuff. Bob Burnell, I know you got stuff going on with your new group there you've been putting together and everything else, and I owe you some stuff from that. Thank you, Keith. Much love back to you as well. And Barry asked me if I know, Barry March says, is the USS Salem sold out yet? No, it is not sold out yet, but we are getting low on number of tickets available. I forget what the actual number is right now, but I know we're down to maybe 10, 7 or 10, somewhere around there. I know we're getting low. So it's been selling pretty good, and that's a good thing. And as you guys know, half the cost goes back to the USS Salem and the group that helps run all these events and makes it possible to do the investigations there. So out of that $75, half of that goes back to the Salem, just so you guys know. Oh yeah, Bob. It's kind of an easy idea for the logo. I was just thinking maybe since it's maybe something with each of the things of the paranormal in like a circular design kind of thing, cryptids and spirits and UFOs and whatnot and stuff, kind of like that, something that covers all the paranormal. Because I think that's kind of along the lines of where you're headed. So I think that would something along the lines of that. But I'll try to get it together and get it out to you. It's just a simple concept. I just haven't had the chance to sit down and do it. See, Keith, I haven't even had a chance to do that for Barry or for me, for Bob. So, but we're getting to it. We'll be getting to it. And this year we will be, looks like we'll be doing our classes, doing our classes again this fall, back at Hudson Valley Community College and also SUNY Schenectady College, and that'll be a good time. I mean, I'm looking forward to doing that. We still can't do an investigation, but I have worked out a way to do a lab for that, hands-on lab, to use kind of investigation techniques and stuff. It's not an actual investigation, but we've worked out a way to do that. So that's a plus. But the colleges still won't allow off-campus stuff, so I can't do an actual investigation. But we'll sort through that. It's still going to be pretty useful, pretty good, and I think everybody's going to learn a lot from it. And Steve White says, "Hey Jack, Kenna, I guess throw it up there. Going to tag Chris Houston question, Jack. Have you ever heard about the haunted history at the Boston Commons? So many lost graves there." Yeah, I have. And actually, Ellen McNeil lives out there, and we have gone there. We haven't investigated there, but I mean, I do know there was a group at one time that did do an investigation of one of the buildings there. They were allowed to, and which I thought was pretty cool. And they did get some stuff, and because there was a lot of stuff that happened in Boston Commons there. But yeah, a lot of people have had experiences there. There's been a lot of reports from different, even some of the older places have been there since early Boston. There are places being haunted and stuff like that. But I have heard of that. We've never done any investigation there, but I do think that's a pretty cool thing. And I do know somebody, it was years ago, a group that did investigate there. I don't even remember the group's name anymore. Jenny, hello from Germany, she says. Well, hello, Jenny from Germany. It's a long way to I think you're our longest distance individual to come into the chat right now. So I know and I do. Yeah, it has been a long time, Jennifer. Yeah, I don't remember the last time we talked, but it's been a very long time. It's always good to see everybody out here and have everybody come back in and talk and watch the show. Again, if you guys got any questions regarding the paranormal, if you got any questions at all, just give me a holler. Okay, I am here. Let's see. Too many questions today. Of course, we're just beginning rolling here. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, we got a lot of events coming up. We got another event coming up end of July here. If you happen to be in the Tennessee area, I will be myself, Carly Hall, JB Coates. And it's going to be an event hosted by my good friend Greg TJ Justice. We're going to be in Pulaski, Tennessee. It's going to be a whole night's big event. So there's going to be a show with a master illusionist before. They're going to have a dinner, and then they're going to have a meet and greet, and then we're going to be doing an investigation. What's the location down there? Anyway, it's going to be an investigating location down there in Pulaski. Well-known location. I've never been there. It's just probably whack everybody. Anyway, but Greg has investigated a few times, and so have others. And that's all right, Jennifer. Phone type J. I can't do much. I'm all thumbs with my phone. Period. I can never type correctly with my phone. I always have a hard time with it. Yeah, and it's always a problem when we don't have our glasses on, Jennifer. And it says, plus, I don't have my glasses on. Yep. I'd be stuck. I wouldn't be able to read your guys' comments without my glasses. I get a lot of glare with them, but I also wouldn't be able to read your comments without them. So, So yeah, we're going to be down in Pulaski, Tennessee, the end of July. I just want to see if we can pull that up. I know I have. I just want to remember the name of the place. And if you guys got questions or anything, just throw them out there. I will see them. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can just pull up this event. It's called Haunt You Forever. That's the event that we're going to be doing down in Pulaski, Tennessee. I hope you can join us for it. And I should have it right here on my Facebook page. I know I even posted a video on it, if I remember correctly. Let me see if I can pull this up here. And don't forget, we also have Witch City Parafest coming in November. That's I believe the first weekend of November. We're doing that. So I hope you guys can all join us for that. It's going to be a good time. And I'm really looking forward to that. Let me see. There it is. Yes, it's a Haunt You Forever Paranormal event, Pulaski, Tennessee, July 31st. I'll send you the link for the tickets too. I'll post that link out there for you guys just so you have it. Let me grab the right link. I'll be good to go. And we're going to be investigating Antoinette Hall. That's what we're going to be investigating down there. Again, hope some of you guys, if anybody's down that region who's watching tonight, or if you maybe want to make a trip or something, check it out. Here is the link for about the event and the tickets. And Karen, yeah, you're late to the party, but it's always better late than never, as I always say. I see. I get... Here we go. Barry says, did you watch Kindred Spirits last Saturday night in their Paranormal Investigation USS Salem? It was very interesting. No, I did not. I did not watch it. I'll probably catch it on the reruns. Like I may even watch that now. You reminded me of it. I may watch it tonight because I was wondering what I was going to watch tonight after the show. Of course, there is always... no, that's tomorrow night is Skinwalker Ranch. Maybe it's tonight. I always forget which it is. But no, I did not get to see it. What I did see, and I don't know you many of you posted, I posted to many, and you guys responded to it, was I did see the new, oh my God, my mind just went blank. Okay. I went to see the new Conjuring movie. The Devil Made Me Do It. And I did enjoy it. It was not even close to really what happened with that whole case within Lorraine Warren. Not even close, but there was bits and pieces of the truth in there. But it was an enjoyable paranormal horror movie. I got to say that I did enjoy it. If you're looking for a good demonic, haunting movie to watch, that's the one to watch. I went to the theater to see it. Of course, there was hardly anybody there. I think there was 6 of us total people in that theater. 4 of those were my family. It was me, Carly, and my 2 sons. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. I know some people have been watching it on like HBO and stuff like that because I know it's available on I think HBO Plus or something like that. So it was a good movie. If you want to catch it, it's good to watch, even if you would just watch it on TV. I see. And Jenny from Germany asked me, have you ever been at any haunted lost places here in Germany? No, I have never actually traveled overseas, to be honest, Jenny. I have friends of mine wanting me to and bugging me to. Of course, right now, still can't travel overseas with COVID and all that unless you got a good reason why. So, unfortunately, investigating is not a good reason why. I'll let you do it because of that. I also need to renew my passport, so I don't have my passport. I would love to get over there to Germany and Scotland and England and investigate some locations. I got friends in England always asking me to come over. As you know, some of them come on. It's Alex and Helena King from over there. and they've got their baby on the way. They've got the young little one, and it's awesome. And we were asked to be godparents for the new little baby on the way, so we're excited. Carly and I are excited about that. And we're gonna have to make a trip over there just because of that. As soon as this whole pandemic thing is really wound down and you can travel really again. And Keith says, come to us with Ireland 2022 with Mike. I wish I could. I got a lot going on. This is always a thing too. Money is always a concern. I was even looking at going with Rick McCullum with his stuff going on in Scotland. But and it's a great, if you can afford it, it's a great thing to do. Well worth the expense, but it was just going to be too expensive for me and Carly to go. I just couldn't afford it for two of us. Even one would have been kind of tough, but anyway, I will get there someday. I will get over it. It's not so costly just to go and travel. If you plan it right, nothing's ever cheap though, but let me know we'll talk about the details, Keith, and stuff for Ireland, and maybe it is affordable. Who knows? It's 2022, so it's a whole nother year away. So, and I have on demand out there, Barry, so I don't really say you have to wait for the next time it runs, but I have on demand on television, so I can watch it anytime I like. So again, that's something I could watch tonight even. Barry reminds me tonight is a new. That's right, I almost forgot. It is. I thought it was Thursday nights, but you're right. It's Wednesday nights. Skinwalker Ranch. So I'll probably end up watching that after our show here tonight, as always. And Steve White has a question for us. So here we go. Let's go with Steve's question. While investigating residential locations, have you ever run into EMF readings that are extremely too high? Yes. We had a house location one time, the EMF was so high in there. Members of the team were actually physically getting ill. Ellen was one of those people. That's how high the EMF was. It was off the charts. It pinned out everything. It was so bad. We got maybe a couple EVPs. We even couldn't be totally sure of that. But the EMF was so high. Yeah, people were physically getting, I don't know how that family lived there. It was off the charts, and it could be, and we did suggest they do some things. They had Christmas lights, the white lights set up all over the place for ambiance and stuff like that. Those things were giving off all kinds of EMF. We did suggest they take them down. They really didn't want to. This is probably running with residential cases. But there was a lot going on EMF wise there. I have had cases where I've run into very strange high pockets of EMF just floating in midair, which, you could say those are portals, because it was just, actually it was in a bubble shape. One was in one location, we had one about the size of a beach ball, literally round like that. Another one, it was more like oblong shaped, but we measured it and it was just in midair. There was no source to it. Very interesting. We've come across things like that. So yes, I have come across that. Yeah. Those were dangerous levels in that one home, and we told them that. And we can only suggest that they get an electrician to check it out. Of course, they were renting, so that's up to the landlord to do that. And a lot of these times, these landlords don't want to be bothered to do anything. They don't care. They don't have to live there. But yes, it was dangerous levels. Every EMF meter we had was pegged out. It was crazy. I think there was only maybe the basement and the attic that wasn't. So just that whole down main floor of the bedrooms, everything else were all crazy with EMF. Dangerous. It was dangerous. And we did track a lot of that, like I said, to the wiring, to the Christmas lights that they all had plugged in, a lot of that stuff. I'm just reading down here, people. Sorry, I just didn't just go blank for a minute. I'm actually reading some of the comments in the thing there. And Keith mentions ley lines. We did not find any ley lines there. So we didn't have that issue, but it's just the stuff in the house was so bad. If you want to talk about ley lines, talk about ley lines, you can talk about the Hinsdale house has ley lines that cross through it. As a matter of fact, I think there's like 4 or 5 different ley lines that cross through there. Very interesting stuff. Hey, Bob Maloney, how you doing out there? It's good to have Bob on. I was, and I know you're up there first. Yeah, I just finally got to say hello to you. And I don't see tonight. Where is our? Geez, I'm looking for him here. And so, my friend Sandy Carr is on. She says hi. Yeah, I do still need to come down to your house, Sandy. And Sandy is down in Missouri down there. So we may try to make. I can't promise while I'm down in Tennessee. I've got so much going on that weekend, and I'm driving down, so it's going to take me a while to get down there and stuff. I'm not sure I'm going to have the time to. I got to spend 5 days as it is, just going down and coming back. But I will try to get down there, Sandy. I know you got a lot still going on down there. Barry has a question. Oh no, he's talking about you have to pay motor vehicle troubles, Honda. It's somebody also being restricted to his travels related expenses. I get that. But we'll be going with you folks aboard the USS Salem and Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. That'll be great to see you down there. I guess New Jersey Perry Unity is up in the air. I have never even been to the New Jersey Perry Unity for that late in September. Yeah, I have never been to the New Jersey Perry. I hear it's a really good show. And a lot of people there every year. I've just never made it down to it. I don't know why. But Barry, we're glad to have you coming out to the USS Salem and especially the Gettysburg, the Battlefield Bash. Hopefully you'll be staying in the hotel there with us at the Wyndham. I have already got reservations made, and we will be down there from that Thursday through Monday. If anybody's curious, we'll be staying at the Wyndham there where the Battlefield Bash is being held. And again, we will be there Thursday through Monday. We'll be heading home Monday. Steve White, yep, he brings this up. Even though a cell phone is turned off, if someone was calling that certain phones, could this cause electrical disturbance using? No. Once the phone is off, there's no incoming or outgoing signal, so there's no EMF except maybe what's coming from the battery. Steve, if the phone is completely off, it's off. It can't ping. It can't ping anything, and anything can't ping it. So that's like the problem they have. Like if people are lost out in the woods, if their cell phone is on, they can ping it until the battery dies, and then after that, nothing, because there's no power to it. So it's off. When you're using like apps and stuff, you make sure it's in airplane mode. So that you can't get any incoming or outgoing signal either. It's a way it's a way to make sure that you're not getting any interference from that. A phone can, if it's just left on, and I've tested this, so I mean, I know for a fact if it's in airplane mode, you won't get interference with EMF detectors. But if it's left on, yes, it can make a K2 go off. You can get higher readings on EMF meters, things like that. So if you're not using a phone app at the moment, shut the phone off. If you are using it, just make sure it's in airplane mode, or you could get interference with the app as well. and get false readings. So, but Steve, nope. As long as it's off, it's off. There's no interference from the phone at all. And that's what Bob says. Put his phone's airplane mode on investigation. Usually, unless I'm using it for the app, I shut it off. I have no reason to have it on. I'm investigating. I'm doing a case, so I leave it off. Once we start investigating, it is. I'll leave it on before that if some of the team members haven't shown up yet. So if they need to reach me, they can try to reach me if I'm there before them, or even not. And Keith is getting easy. Come to San Antonio. We can investigate there. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I can make it. I can make it all the way out to Texas, out to San Antonio. I can pay for a flight out there. I do like New Jersey Para-Unity. Very interesting people with informative lectures. I was there in 2017, 2018. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's really good. A lot of these people I see at the other, I mean, if I'm going to see my other friends and stuff, I see them at these other events anyway. So, I get around a lot with the events, so I don't make every single one. I should go to Para-Unity someday, though, even if it's just to go to it. Bob says the Alamo would be great to investigate, plus all the underground rivers there for the energy. Yes, I'm sure it would be an interesting place to investigate. It's not the whole Alamo anymore, as they say. It's just part of the one building. But I'm sure, yeah, where they have gotten, interestingly enough, some stuff at is the Alamo that they built for the movies outside of where the actual Alamo is, and they've actually had caught stuff there just because they think the spirits were attracted to it. It's kind of strange, but I have heard that about it. I don't know that for 100% fact, but I have heard that about it. And Jetty says, do you pray before you're going to start an investigation? That's all right, Jenny. I know exactly. Yes, I do prayer before. We also do different protection techniques, such as using the white light technique, which is you envision white light of your faith surrounding you, pushing all the darkness, negativity away. You can do that. We can do. There's a lot of things you can do. I use prayer. I do the white light technique. I will even draw it in to not chase spirit away, because sometimes spirit can be driven away by that, which is one reason to use it, to keep anything negative away. But sometimes even positive things the light's too bright. And so had that said about me, so by spirit, so that too bright. So I got to learn to dim it down a bit. But yeah, there's it's always a good thing to do. Whatever works for you. And your English is fine, Jenny. Don't worry about it. I guarantee you my German is worse because I don't know any. So there you go. And he says, our co-founder Bill says, a prayer before we start most times. That's true. Yes, it's good to do. I mean, you got to go with what works for you and what works with your belief system, and whatever your faith is. And it's important. I've always said it's important to have something to believe in, have faith. If you're going to get involved with the paranormal and investigating, because we are talking about a spiritual realm here, right? We are talking about human souls and even things that are inhuman. So you have to have belief and faith in something in order to protect yourself. And it's not just, talking about, catching EVPs and stuff like that. These are spirits that we're talking about. These are human souls. These are, again, even non-human, inhuman things. So, we got all that. And Linda says, I noticed a Jaws poster behind you. Do you watch Shark Week? I watch Shark Week every year. Ever since watching the movie Jaws, it's hard for me to get back in the water. Originally, when I was a kid, I saw that when I was a kid, that I felt the same way, Linda. Not so much anymore. But I love Shark Week, yes. And I love Jaws is one of my favorite all-time movies. And I've got others back there. You got Star Wars posters. I have A Haunting. We're here. A Haunting, if anybody saw that movie, that's one of the oldest movies that I think really portrays a really an actual haunting. If you've never watched it, check it out. It's called The Haunting. Don't the newer versions. You want the, I think it's 1963 or 19 whatever it is version of it. It's the older version. It's a black and white movie. I guess Star Trek posters up there. I got Godzilla posters up there. I got Walking Dead over here. I got everything. I love everything. Yeah. I see. So let's go. Keith's got something. So what I've been doing, Jack, and is I picture all of my family members holding hands. That's awesome. I step in the middle of that circle and do not let anything penetrate that family member circle. It works. Yes, that's a great idea, Keith. It's the first time I've heard somebody say that. That's a great idea. So there you go, Jenny. There's another. If you're looking for things to do or you're curious, that's something else you could do. Surround yourself with your family members and have them as your protection. And that could even go for somebody who really doesn't have a faith or have a religious belief. There's many people that don't. There's many of us that do. And everyone has something different. I mean, so, there's different methods you can use. And they do work as long as you truly believe in them and that your family members will protect you. That will work. And that's 100% true, Keith. Great going. That's a good one. Keith says, let's go to a shark expedition. I would get in the cage. I would get in the cage. I've always been interested in sharks. They're getting off topic, but I've always been interested in sharks ever since Jaws too. I really had a real in-depth when I was a kid. I really got into reading all the different books about them, not just the ones where people were attacked, but actual information on sharks. I loved reading all that, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it. It was good. I would do that with you, Keith. I would definitely go on a shark expedition. I think that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. I've been on whale watches. I haven't been on one in a long time, but I have been on them, and I always enjoyed those too. And Steve White asked me a question. It's a paranormal question. What are your thoughts on poltergeist activity? Meaning, is it caused by the living, something other, or both? Both at times. I mean, I've seen poltergeist activity that can be caused by teenagers who are just going through, especially teenage girls that are going through a lot. They got a lot of energy. That energy ends up going somewhere. So I have seen it where the young girls have created poltergeist activity. I mean, that's PK, right? So they're PKing, and Carly, I wish she was on today. She could tell you about that. She actually caused that stuff even more recently to happen. And I have seen it with demonic cases, actually, stuff moving, being moved, random items appearing and just rolling across the floor. A lot of strange stuff with those. I haven't seen it so much in just a regular spirit haunting. I have in those type of hauntings. I've heard footsteps. I've heard things being moved, but you never find anything being moved. But with things like where young teenagers involved, or even a preteen, or where something demonic is involved, and that's where you got to be careful because you got some poltergeist activity going on in a case. You don't want to assume it's demonic, right? I mean, don't do that. You got to look into these things and you got to figure them out, right? So never jump to any conclusions about what's causing that immediately. and just go from there. Carly is just under the weather tonight, so because I know Linda Lou was asking, and some of you weren't on when I first did the announcement when I first came on, but she was feeling under the weather tonight, and I didn't want to cancel the show at the last minute. Usually, I don't like to do the show without her, but I didn't want to cancel at the last minute, so I'm just on, and she's resting up in the other room. So she'll be back next week. She's doing okay, just feeling under the weather. So she'll be back next week, everybody. So again, talking about the PK stuff. Just when you do run into it, try to document it if you can. Usually it happens so fast you don't get the chance to. Try to document it if you can, but try to figure out what is really the cause of it, because it's not always spirit that's causing it. Sometimes it's an individual, or you don't jump to just being demonic, that's for sure, because it could be something else. So Jenny says you could teach me a German language if you're coming over here. Well, I'm probably not coming over anytime soon. It's better than your German. You see, I don't know any German. Yes, I would say your English is better than mine. But I would always take anybody up on wanting to teach me a new language. Sure, I actually did learn some French Canadian from friends of mine up there when I used to go. Had a fishing camp way up in the boonies of Quebec for many, many years, and we used to travel up there every year and spend some time with some friends up there before we flew into our camp up there. And so I was able to learn some French Canadian up there, which is close to Parisian. It's actually different. It's more like Cajun French down in Florida, believe it or not. And it's actually because that's who traveled along that coastline. So it's just some interesting history there. And I will say this: when we were up in Canada, I had some up in our camp out there in the boonies. I had some interesting experiences with seeing UFOs, unidentified flying objects. I didn't see aliens or anything like that, but we did see unidentified flying objects there at different times, and it was interesting. A little bit scary because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and it's only your small little group of people. So anything could happen. And Steve White asked me this: have you ever had a conversation with a young child that was scared to death about paranormal activity in his or her bedroom? Not so much in their bedroom, but in their home. And we work with the families and stuff to go over it, to explain it, try to give them a better handle on what's going on. I usually find or have found in those cases, sometimes the parents partly to blame for some of that fear, because they all watch the paranormal TV shows together, and they let the kids, these young kids, watch them, and they talk about oh my God, it's just a ghost, it's just this, and sometimes the kid doesn't understand what's really going on when they hear that, so they get scared. And sometimes the parents are scared because they see what they see on TV and they think it's something evil and demonic, and it may not be even paranormal at all. So you go in and you work on those cases, and you work with these people to help them get a better understanding and knowledge of, what a real haunting is about, what most hauntings are about. And usually, it's not anything evil or demonic. It's usually a human spirit that's there, and it may often times be a family member that's there. It's just teaching and learning and understanding. I mean, that's what a lot of it comes down to with the kids, and you got to work with them. And some people are better with that than others. Carly connects well with the kids. Excuse me. Ella McNeil also connects well with the young kids and stuff too. So, hi Vicky, how you doing out there? She says, hey Jax, I just want to say hi to her. Barry's talking about he's interested in sharks. Since childhood, after watching Jaws. Yep, same as me. Yep, yeah. And what's funny is I saw the movie in Geneva, New York. Is right next to Seneca Lake. I didn't want to go near the lake. Yeah, even though it's funny, right? Because there's no sharks in lakes. But yeah, Jaws had an impact on just on everybody, right? So that's what Barry was talking about there. I'll just throw it up there for a minute. But it's funny how that movie had really a kind of a mental impact on everybody, almost a paranormal effect in a way, where it scared people to want to even go into the water after, and that was the interesting thing about that movie. There's that many movies that have that kind of, which is why it was such a great film in the end, and captured the imaginations and the fears of everybody. And Keith asks this: do you think maybe all along we could have been incorrect about kids and imaginary friends actually being spirits? Depends on what you mean by, we've been incorrect in that they were always spirits. These imaginary friends were spirits. I think in some cases, yes. I think in other cases, it maybe is just an imaginary friend. Carly had one. She could have maybe speak to that next week better than I can. I never had an imaginary friend. Interesting, though. But I think in a lot of instances, some kids do really see spirit, and that's their imaginary friend, I think we as adults give it that name of imaginary friend because it's something we're more likely to be able to cope with. Let's put it that way. Instead of being something paranormal or something, out of the normal, we can say, "Oh, that was just imaginary friend," right? It's not a ghost, not a spirit, even though there may be indications, other things going on that it is, like hearing voices in the house when nobody's there, or footsteps, or different things like that. So we go from there. And Barry's speaking some German. So Jenny, maybe you can maybe Barry, I could have Barry teach me some German too. He's closer, he lives closer to me. Or maybe you both could. This just doesn't matter anymore, right? We could do this. We could do this online learning, right? So that'd be pretty funny. We do online learning of German. Right? We can all come here and do a whole Zoom thing, chat thing, right? And Bob Burnell, I think, is referring to the sharks' real monsters. In a way, we think of them as kind of monsters because we don't totally understand them. But sharks really aren't monsters once you get to figure them out. They're just, animals that are, creatures on this earth that are doing their thing. God put them here for a reason to do their thing. We just sometimes get mistaken by them as something else. It's the way it is. Or sometimes we get in their territory and they actually give warning signs when you're in their territory that they want you out of there, believe it or not. We just usually don't recognize that, or recognize it's recognized too late. And they take big bites, and unfortunately they do a lot of damage. But we're in their realm. We go into the water, we're in their realm. That's where they live. It's not where we live. Barry says, "Yep, had to check to make sure bathtub was free and clear." I never had quite that problem. I always worried about bathtub. And Kara says, "Try living near to Cape Cod." Yeah, my parents used to go to Cape Cod even after we saw that movie. They used to vacation up at Cape Cod, up around Dennisport and West Dennis every year. So we used to, I know the area. We used to go up there. We'd have to go into the water. It was like, I don't want to be, because we knew where it was, filmed. So I don't want to go in the water with sharks. Yeah. And Linda Luce is correct, right? Not monsters once you get to know them. Yeah, that's true. They're not, once you get to understand sharks, they're not really monsters. I've run into some real monsters out there, demonic monsters, and those things. Yeah, one of those is a real monster. There's, their intent is to harm you. Period. They do not like humans, and they don't want us around, and they want to do whatever damage they can to us. He says, "Wow, lots of water around here." Yeah. But the ocean's where you really got to worry. The ocean's where you really got to worry. So, let's see. Anything else going on tonight, people? If you don't mind, I think I'm going to wrap us up a little bit early tonight. And he says, bull shark's the most dangerous shark species. Actually, the hammerhead is the most vicious, believe it or not. But they're limited to certain areas. But overall, probably the bull shark is the most dangerous. Yeah. And actually, it was a bull shark that the whole Jaws story kind of was based on. That got into a river in New Jersey, and they're dangerous too because they can go in fresh water for a period of time. So yeah, that was actually the whole idea of Jaws. The whole story for Jaws is based on that. I think it was back in the mid 1900s, up in a river in Jersey, where the bull shark was attacking people. Kids and stuff. So that's kind of what it's based off of. So anyways, people, like I said, I think I'm going to wrap up a little early tonight just because it is just me on. I always love when you guys come out. I appreciate you all. If you're looking for any good books, you can find mine online on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Matter of fact, here's... I'm going to throw this one up. Oh, that's my Facebook page. What's my Facebook page doing there? That's because I was looking for something else at the time. I have a book. See if I can go back. I can't. Never mind. Anyway, there's a Haunt You Forever thing. Even that's how you didn't pull up. Never mind. I'm just going to skip all that. Anyways, check my books out. You can find them on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Just do a search for Jack Kenna. And don't forget where our events coming up. You can check out all my events that are coming up, see what's going on, where you can catch me out, where you can see me in person. Go to my website. I'm going to type it in for you here. It's jackkenna.org. It's jackkenna.org. You can go there and check out any of my events that are going on. You can also go to our Spirits in New England's page and check out what's going on with Spirits in New England. Says we'll be safe on the Salem. Won't need a bigger boat than that. No, I think we'll be safe on that ship. That's for sure. Good point, Karen. Thanks everybody for coming out again. Enjoyed talking with all of you again tonight, and looking forward to seeing many of you on the USS Salem. Keith, maybe I hope you can make it. We always have a spot open for you, my friend. You know that. If somebody does need more tickets, there are still some tickets available. Get them while you can. If something does come up and you're looking for an extra ticket, just let me know. I'll try to take care of that for you. One last question from Jenny, because she's all the way out in Germany. I will answer. Do you think cats or dogs can feel and see spirits and entities? And if only bad entities or some good spirits do? Animals can see lots of things, Jenny. They can see spirit, both good and bad. It's not like limited to what they can see. They can sense a lot of things. They don't even necessarily have to see them. They can actually sense them. They have different senses than we do. But I did want to get to that one for you. I hope I answered your question. Yes, animals, cats, and dogs, and even other animals can sense the presence and see spirit. All right, thanks everybody again. Have a good night. We love you all. We'll be back for our full show next week from 8 to 9 p.m. And Keith, if you did want to give me a call, give me a ring right after I get off here, all right? Have a good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye for now.